Well, thank you all for joining us today. We look forward to a fun and informative session today. Today, we want to highlight three modules of Dynamics 365, which is marketing, sales, and customer service. We also want to briefly tell you a little bit about who we are and why we like doing these types of webinars. Dharmesh, our president and CTO, will show you several different ways how Dynamics can reinvent how you do business. My name is Max. I'm an engagement manager here at Advaiya, and participating with us today is our CTO and president, Dharmesh, Scott, our engagement director, and Shane, who's an engagement project manager here at Advaiya. Say hi, gentlemen.
Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. We're excited to spend an hour with you, and we look forward to answering any great questions you have.
Good morning.
Go ahead, Shane.
No, I was just going to say I second that thought.
And before we get into it, I just want to give a short intro on who we are and what we do. So we are a consulting organization that basically works with our customers and partners to make technology work for them. Our sole goal is to take the pieces of technology that you already have or that you would like to deploy and make them work in a way that has been made specifically for you. So we basically work on tailored solutions using different technologies, such as Microsoft Power Platforms, business applications, Power BI, Power Apps, virtual agents, Dynamics Azure, and down the line. We bring these technologies together and integrate them in a way that works specifically for you. Our sole expertise is around the service industries, and that is what we try to bring into our customer base. The solutions that we work on are related with customer engagements that involve the overall customer relationship management. We build solutions that give a better experience to their customers or for the people that are serving their customers. We create solutions for work management and enhancing productivity. So in work management, we work with Microsoft project-based solutions or field service management, work order management solutions, dispatch management, inventory, and basically connecting everything together with an ERP to ensure that there is a flow of entities from the very beginning to the end. Throughout the whole cycle, there's a lot of data that gets used. And so for business insight solutions, we have teams who are experts in creating overall data infrastructure, coming up with Power BI-based representations and semantic data modeling. In terms of expertise, we bring our Microsoft Gold partnership expertise around Microsoft data analytics, cloud management, and many more. The logos you see at the bottom there are some of the customers we work with. We do work on multiple technologies, and our goal is basically to be a business that is as supportive as possible and give that tailored and defined solutions for those businesses. Our expertise has allowed us to gain many insights into what our customers need. We have more than 17 years in the business and have operations worldwide. We're headquartered in Bellevue, Washington, in the United States, and in Udaipur in India. So there should be a poll coming up on your screen. So while you fill that out, let me just go quickly over today's agenda. So first, we'll go over why you should choose Dynamics 365. And then we'll highlight the three modules, right? Dynamics 365, sales, marketing, and customer service. And then next, Dharmesh will give you a demo on Dynamics 365. And then for the last part of the webinar, we want to be open to any questions that you guys might have for us. So with that said, let's get right into it, and I'm going to turn it over to Scott.
Thanks. Thanks, Max. And we want to thank you for joining. And usually the first thing that anybody asks is when they join a webinar like this is why Dynamics 365, why CRM, why do I even want to take the time to learn this? Well, about 15 years ago when CRM began to roll out, so to speak, there was a huge adoption problem where older salespeople, older marketing people that were used to using Excel sheets, that were used to using the old Blackboard that we see, they had a major problem of why do I want to learn a new technology? Why do I want to take the time to learn something as I've been doing something that works for 25 years? But what we found is that a strong CRM solution truly is a multifaceted platform that allows you to manage multiple parts of your funnel, whether it's the marketing, whether it's the sales, and whether it's the customer services. And so what we've seen is the people that were slow to adapt, like any new technology, they've over time began to see the dramatic value of what a CRM, what Dynamics 365 can add to you. And I just want to give you an example, for instance. Imagine misplacing a customer contact information only to learn that the delay and the result resulted in you losing the chance to close the deal. Years ago, that used to happen. Or anybody who's a sales leader that oversees sales teams, we all know how protective salespeople are of their leads. They think they belong to them. Well, imagine two of your top salespeople beginning to work the same lead and create a myriad of issues, whether it's the salespeople arguing on the sales floor, whether it's a customer that you've been working to nurture a relationship, getting bombarded by pushy salespeople. What we've seen is that by not being able to track sales, you can have these type of problems. But what it also does is CRM and Dynamics 365 really allows you to manage the whole customer journey. And that's something that Dynamics has really wanted to present to customers, that we get it, that each of us have a part of a company or a large part that we oversee. But we also want to make sure that as things move along in today's business world, that the key leaders, the key people also have full vision of the project lifecycle. So with that, we wanted to make sure that we really highlighted the first three areas of your journey, so to speak, and that's marketing, sales, and then something that's oftentimes overlooked a bit is the customer service portion, so to speak. So when we began to look at the life cycle of your project or your customer relationship, normally it's the first part of is the marketing. And that's where you want to be able to gain total visibility of what your customers are looking at, but more importantly, being able to put together a product or a solution that meets what your customer desires and wants to take that journey with. So with Microsoft Dynamics 365, it really allows you, because they're all tied into different areas, to serve consistent touch points and experience throughout that. Imagine the customer for the first point, they look at the web or they look at however you guys gain your initial outreach, you're able to capture that data, you're able to bring it in, and then to begin to move it through the life cycle. So what you really get in the first part of Dynamics for marketing is it has all the key capabilities you need for a marketing platform. It allows you to engage customers, prospects, and audiences in real time. You can experiment, you can optimize, you can experiment. It basically allows you to do A/B testing as you try to figure out what type of emails work, what type of campaigns work, how do I want to message? Do I want to do a direct call for action? Do I want to do passive marketing applications? How do we want to do it? You're able to really also design the customer journey to what matches the messaging that you're trying to get through. We all know that, or a lot of us know, I guess I should say, story brand marketing has become a big marketing keyword, so to speak. This allows you to start the journey and go each step, chapter as it goes along. Straightforward journey triggers. In other words, it allows you to pull the trigger very quick on how you want to do. And then finally, it allows you to deliver seamless integration with all your other projects. Now, the other thing I want to highlight is this. While CRM or Dynamics for marketing is going to be a total marketing capabilities that fulfills them, what it also does is, because Microsoft Suite ties into so many different other marketing platforms, it gives you the ability to tie in whatever other marketing platforms you want to be able to tie in. So think of it as whether it's you're a small shop and you want to have a limited spend, so to speak, on marketing, you can do it with that. Or if you're a large corporation and you want to tie in a whole bunch of different marketing platforms into your Dynamics, you're able to do that. The next thing I want to highlight is sales. And when everybody thinks of Dynamics for sales and CRM for sales, they think of sales, so to speak. And Dynamics for Sales gives you very powerful insights. It gives you out-of-the-box dashboards that sales leaders are able to build out to how they want to be able to view the production, okay, and how they want to view the capabilities of what their sales teams is doing. We all want to think of Dynamics for Sales, or any CRM for that matter, having the ability to do more than just track contacts to leads to opportunities to sales. It gives you that. But what it also does is it gives you the valuable insights to track and get up to date how your team is doing. It also gives you and your teams a customer 360 view. So what it does is it allows you and your customer, or you and your salespeople, to see in real time the full picture. Integrates with Outlook, for instance, where you're able to pull up all of the emails, where you're able to pull up all the documents. It gives you that capabilities. And then we get salespeople that are learning the methodology that you want to teach. Oftentimes you have a sales scaling formula that you want to put in. And you want to make sure it goes from contact to lead to opportunity. And maybe you have a different level, 20%, 40%, 60% of your opportunity. What Dynamics for Sales allows you to do is put the sales flow that you want to put in it. So what it does is it force feeds the business process that you want for your sales team. Okay. And then finally, the other thing I want to make sure that I'm able to put out, and I'll be quick on this, is that as a sales leader, being able to track sales opportunities is important for your salespeople, but it gives you the powerful insights to forecast and be proactive of how we want to manage our sales. That's the highlight of the sales. Now, the final part that we want to cover before we get into the demo and the life cycle is quite simply customer service. Okay. And one of the unique things that customer service for CRM does is it allows you to be able to manage the customer service as a sidebar to the to the sales and the marketing. So we have people that run Dynamics 365, and they also are able to run their customer service. That gives you an activities timeline. It gives you a template of how you want to do the customer service. So with that, I want to go to Shane and allow him to do the project lifecycle. But before I do that, what I would like to know is, are you familiar with and are you using any sales, marketing, and customer service tracking tools?
Thanks, Scott. So the sales lifecycle, this is going to be pretty brief. So sales is the lifeblood of any organization, and Dynamics 365 is the heart of that lifeblood. The core record type for Dynamics 365 is an opportunity, and opportunities represent potential sales. So as you create those opportunities, Dynamics 365 can track them through the entire process. So throughout, from the point they enter into the sales pipeline until you go through the quote, the order, and the invoice management cycles. It can even generate and track your invoices. And then with Microsoft integrations, you can feed all of that information into your back office systems and into your accounting systems. So you're assuring not only that traceability that Scott was talking about throughout the entire process, but also a consistent, clean flow of data throughout the entire sales process. Next screen. There you go. And then it's also available on multiple devices. So you're not tied to just sitting in front of your computer doing this. With iOS and Android platforms, you can be virtually anywhere and still have all the power of Dynamics 365 and all of the traceability and clean flow of data. And I believe Dharmesh is going to demo some of that for us and talk a little bit more about how it integrates with everything and flows data through.
Thank you, Shane. I want to basically reiterate a couple of things that Scott and Shane and Max talked about. The important thing here is that we basically maintain the complete life cycle of a customer journey using Dynamics 365. Now, Dynamics 365 is not just one product. We are talking about a combination of different capabilities that the whole platform, Microsoft Dynamics 365, provides. There are multiple elements in the platform, and depending on different kind of complexity and needs, these elements can be combined together in order to create an integrated customer journey scenario, starting from the marketing and managing marketing campaigns and marketing journey, to the inside sales, to manage and nurture certain leads inside your system, to basically create opportunities and manage and kind of enhance those opportunities as you go about and create and build relationships. And then the whole record of the operation that you have been performing in the sales side of the things can actually directly migrate to the operation side of the things, where you are delivering this as a project or delivering this as a kind of a field service engagement or something related like that, and kind of manage those things using Microsoft Field Services for Dynamics 365 or Microsoft Project Services for Dynamics 365, and kind of manage this as a kind of a one consistent platform in the system. And then at that time when you are ready for creating invoices and kind of getting paid and all of those things, the whole system can integrate well with your existing ERPs, or you can use Microsoft Business Central or Microsoft Fields, Finance and Operations to manage your ERP side of the things as well. It's kind of, the idea here is like basically using one platform, we can do some or multiple kind of things in a very integrated fashion, because the platform that we are talking about, Microsoft Dynamics 365, is a pretty extensible and pretty integratable platform, comes with different kind of solution sets, different kind of enhanced capabilities that can actually help the whole help anybody throughout the whole life cycle and throughout the journey. So today I saw the poll results, and it looks like a lot of you are slightly familiar with the Dynamics 365 and some portion of CRM. I'm just going to go deeper into the CRM and talk about some enhanced capabilities that can actually help you in doing pre-sales, sales, and kind of managing sales kind of thing. So let's focus mainly on sales side of the things. So before I move forward, I just want to make sure that I introduce the scenario that I'm going to talk about. And this scenario is basically about a company, a coffee company, a well-known coffee company. And if you are familiar with the Microsoft for last few years, you probably know this name very well. It's Contoso. And it's a Contoso Coffee Company. That's a fictitious name, obviously. But this Contoso coffee machine company actually works in B2B and B2C space, and they try to create and sell, try to manufacture and sell very advanced and deluxe kind of coffee machines. They do want to kind of manage lot of data that they are collecting. They do want to look at different kind of metrics that they can collect out of these coffee machines, and basically enhance the experience for their customer base and kind of create new products based on those that information. So in order to facilitate that, recently they basically designed and developed a new coffee machine, which is kind of a very smart Bluetooth connected, Wi-Fi connected kind of very advanced smart coffee machine. And now they are kind of looking at how they can basically work with their team, work with their sales and marketing team to launch it successfully. Unfortunately, for last few years or last few months, they have been facing a little bit of decline in revenue and brand loyalty. So they are hoping that this with the new machine, they will be able to kind of make a difference in the organization. So consider, let me start sharing my screen, and I'm going to play 3 roles today. So let's start with the first role as a kind of a pre-sales person. So when I'm coming in and kind of doing the inside sales kind of stuff, or something like enhancing the leads, defining what needs to be done, nurture the leads so that I can create opportunities out of those, I basically go into a tool called Sales Accelerator. Now this is this can be a predefined criteria of looking at the leads, or this can be an automated list of different kind of leads that can come out of. And this is completely, again, configurable based on your organization and all. And it kind of gives me one thing is like for my leads, it gives me a kind of a lead score. Like how do I evaluate my scoring? So for several leads, you can see these numbers in the green, yellow, and orange kind of things, which kind of shows like, hey, the lead score of this organization. Now, for me as an inside sales, in order to make the best use of my time, I do want to kind of focus on low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit means the leads with the high lead score. So let me go ahead and do one thing is basically start sorting this out by score. So when I sort it by score, I can see like Alex Baker is coming as my top lead over here. So I do want to look at like, okay, details about this lead. With a simple click on things, I can see all the details about my lead right over here. And with different kind of details that are coming out of different entities just within the same dynamic system, I'm looking at the contact information, the company details, with the whole org chart and things like that in just one place. Now, the advantage of using Dynamics 365 as a platform is that this whole entity kind of carries all across my whole life cycle. So when it started it as a kind of a contact or a lead, from there all the way to the opportunities, to the project, to the closers, or to the kind of invoicing and doing customer service, all around that, the object stays throughout the journey of the thing. So the same entity, the same lead, same account, same kind of thing is basically traveling across the whole life cycle. So it kind of avoids duplications and mistakes and updating on one end and not updating on the other end. All of those things are taken care of. But the other thing that it gives me is one comprehensive place to look at all the things. Now, when I clicked on Alex, I have the whole history and details around like what exactly is going on with Alex. I can see different kind of stuff, and then there is this section which basically gives me some sort of kind of a step-by-step process that my organization has created for me as an inside sales. Hey, you need to do step 1 this, step 2 this, step 3 this. Now this is basically definitely dependent on every organization, every business, and every business runs in a different way. But you can define these consistent processes and consistent way of handling all the inside leads, or all the leads that your inside sales people need to follow. What the advantage with this kind of consistency is basically there's a uniform message, there's a uniform way of handling things, and tomorrow if I need to hire more inside sales people, it's so easy for me to get ramped up on these things so that they can be productive right away, because we have already defined these steps in our processes. Now, when we do that, I see I'm logged in as a Jeremy right now, who is an inside sales guy, and I need to basically, first step is I need to make a call. Now, traditionally, if I need to make a call, I just need to look at the phone number over here and start going onto my desk phone and start entering these numbers over there. And then hopefully when I'm finished with it, I will update my activity record in CRM or in Excel sheet that, hey, I have made the call. But now with the whole integrated system with Dynamics platform, the Teams and the voice integration that comes out of box with Dynamics allows me to make a call directly from here. So I can make a call directly from here and have a conversation with Alex and kind of make my notes. And once I'm done with the call, I can hit the end button, enter the call notes over here, and update the things, and all the records can be kind of managed directly in one system. So just to give you an idea about how it works out, let's look at another lead that I have, Helly, and let's look at how it works out. So I did make a call with Helly before, so I can see that now the second step that comes out for me is I need to follow up on email. Now, for that particular thing, I do want to know what happened in my call and what happened in my previous interaction and what exactly happened, and in order to get the full context of how what kind of email I need to send, what details I need to put in, and all of those things. I will come over here and see there's a automated tip that is coming for me. Again, the AI engines are running behind the scenes, and it kind of gives you like, okay, you know what, when you're going to step 2, you may want to catch up on step 1, which is like, hey, you made a call. So let's catch up on the call that I made few moments back or few days back, or I don't remember when I did it. So I do want to analyze what happened in the previous call, so that my conversation will be much more tailored and much more specific, and I will be able to nurture my lead better. So I will click on this catch up on my last analyzed call, and I will see that, okay, you know what, I made a call on some date, ignore the date right now, but some date over here, and this one was kind of this period long. I see that there is a whole recording of the call right now immediately available to me, so that I can review. I can see if I have added any extra notes over there. Like I would be able to see those notes over here. I can see what was the action item. Again, this is the action item which kind of gets generated based on your transcripts and all, and it gives you an opportunity to like enhance those action items, or you can make notes while you're going on a call that, hey, this particular item is action item. And the action item it shows me is that, hey, I need to send an email. And what kind of email I need to send, what details I need to send. If there are certain templates, those can be very well defined over here. And see here, when I clicked on this action item, it came out of this particular transcript of my call, where I actually said that I'm going to invite you and forward you certain details. And that kind of things kind of gets highlighted when I'm going into that particular instant. And I see that at around 2 minutes time, I basically made that kind of statement to them. And similarly, I can click on highlights, which is an auto-generated tagging system based on my conversation, based on the whole transcript that get recorded with the automatically out of box with Microsoft Teams voice. I'm able to look at the things that I talked about, whether I talked about a specific coffee machine or not, whether I talked about IoT sensors or not, or what did I talk about for the automatic coffee machines. I can click on these live tags and look at like, okay, where that conversation happened, in what context that conversation happened, and if I need to, I can replay this whole audio recording that I have for that particular call and get the whole context around this. So with this whole information right available on my fingertips as an inside sales, I can actually enhance the note, the email that I need to send. I need to send to this particular person, and kind of increase my chances of converting these into a good lead. So let's try to do something different now. I have converted a lead into an opportunity. Now, how the opportunity lifecycle works. So now I'm going to log in as David, who is the sales guy, and who comes in, who is kind of in charge of all these opportunities, and his role is to make sure that he's able to close those opportunities out. Now he has realized that the most important thing for selling is building relationships. So he wants to make sure that he is able to utilize the relationship selling kind of capabilities of the system that is available to him to the fullest extent, and kind of focus his energy on, again, the same kind of low-hanging fruit, get the revenue faster, get the sales faster, get the closers faster, and kind of come up with the revenue for the organization faster. So when I log in as David, I can see that these are the activities that I need to perform across the opportunities. It kind of shows me over here. I do live in my opportunities world, so I can click on my opportunities and I can see specifically by relationship. Like I want to assess like how my relationship with potential customers is. Now, depending on different criteria that are automatically defined by Microsoft CRM, or it can be configured based on your own organization, there is an index that automatically gets created. There's a scoring that happens around the relationship levels. Now, based on that, I can see what is the relationship status with regarding these opportunities, and I can pick up which opportunity I need to work on and which I can close sooner than later. Now, there are different ways of representing the same information. Right now, what you're seeing is a kind of a tabular information. I can click on show chart and kind of have a better understanding. And it needs to happen. Every time we give a demo, there has to be something that needs to crash, right? So anyways, one wise man said once that if it doesn't crash, it's not a real demo. So let's see if the show chart works. Now it works. Great. So when I click on show chart, it kind of gives me the whole list of opportunities across and kind of how it is related in terms of my relationship health. The relationship health on the Y index basically says that, okay, you know what, these green ones are the opportunities where I can make a quick impact. And these orange ones or these red ones down below are the ones that I really need to work on building on opportunities, getting much more introductions and things like that. And the size of the bubble obviously says that how much revenue my organization can generate with those kinds of opportunities. So it gives me a very quick way of looking at my list of opportunities and go about it. In terms of opportunity building, in terms of relationship building, there are a few things that are important. I do want to know if there is any change going on in my potential customers' organization. So Microsoft Dynamics 365 and the AI behind the scenes kind of work for you during that. And you don't need to do a kind of a constant looking at the news items and things like that, but it kind of can collect certain key things or key elements out of your customer organization and actually present you as a kind of a ready-made information. So for that particular purpose, in order to show you that, I'm going to click on this particular opportunity where we are talking about some machine that needs to basically go in. Now here you can see there are multiple elements over here, and one of the things that is here, which kind of gives me act as my assistant and gives me a quick information that, you know what, Kevin Martin has left the organization, and that means I have lost one connection with the organization. I really need to find out who is who now and figure out how I'm going to develop the relationship with that particular person. So for that particular purpose, you can we can look at a lot of related information over here, and I can click on kind of a trade research and see the whole account details over here, and kind of look at the org chart and get more details about it. So I clicked on the org on that particular detail, and as soon as it gives me login, I can click on open org chart, and it gives me kind of a nicely built org chart for me. Now, where is this information coming from? Multiple sources. That it kind of connects to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, so it gives me some information around that, and then it can be further enhanced by my back office team as they gather more intelligence. It kind of is made available to me. I can click on Alex and see the contact information of Alex right over here. I can make a call or do certain kind of things directly over here and look at more details about that organization. And then let me cancel this out. And when I clicked on this particular account, I'm connected to Sales Navigator right over here, and I can see like what all is going on. Okay, give me. Like you utilize the LinkedIn capabilities of sales navigation and kind of building relationship right over there just within my same CRM environment. So I don't need to log into different websites or different browsers and kind of worry about those things. It's kind of giving me a full integrated view of that particular account for me. And as I go, I can see different connections I have with this organization. I can have different kind of things that recommended leads and all. But let's go ahead and maybe click on contacts and look at Alex specifically, since we have been using this name for quite often. And as I click on the Alex, I see the details about Alex right over here. And if for some reason LinkedIn is not able to identify, it's going to give you possible options of this particular lead or this particular contact you have, and you can basically make sure that, okay, yeah, this is the right person that I'm talking about in the lead. But the integration, the native integration that comes in with the Sales Insight and Sales Navigator and LinkedIn kind of thing comes with Dynamics 365 gives me that integrated capability that, okay, you know what, I don't need to jump on multiple websites and find more details. I have the whole comprehensive information available to me in order for me to build a relationship and get this account to or this opportunity to close. Now I can see over here, I need to make a conversation with Alex. I can click on Icebreaker, and all Icebreaker does is basically gives me all the activity information of that particular person out of LinkedIn and show it to me over here. I can see the recent activities, or I can click on more activities and see all the details about that. I can also look at different other things that are capabilities of LinkedIn, which talks about like, hey, if you want to get introduced to this person, who all are connected to this person, and all of those kinds of things, details come over here. Now, let's go back and look at other things. And natively, there are certain elements in CRM which can give me a lot more information. Like I can see who knows whom kind of thing in this particular related with Alex and trade research. And I can see that Alan from my team or from my company has a good relationship, a very healthy relationship over here, and Alicia has healthy relationship over here. I can click on Get Introduced button and basically connect with them using Microsoft Teams and get more information about like, hey, about this particular person, what are the things that are kind of important for that particular person, so that you can make a better relationship with that particular person and kind of enhance and close your sales faster. So these are the things over here. I'm just like making sure that I've covered most of the things here. And when we talk about these things, you probably have seen that, okay, you know what, there is a comprehensive history of all the things that are being going on related to the account, related to the person, related to the opportunity. All of these things are like right over here available to me in order to make kind of a comprehensive decision or comprehensive next step I need to take. So let's go back to the opportunities over here and see, like, let's click on this one and see what all is going on. I see there is an opportunity score over here. And then there is this whole concept of relationship analytics that is also available to me. Now, this relationship analytics not only kind of goes and look at the relationships, but it kind of goes into the other entity of sales, which is like, hey, I might have closed similar projects in the past for that, which are kind of related to this opportunity that I have. Now, you want to compare how are the things, you want to kind of learn out of your history, learn out of your experience around that. So this kind of relationship analytics section actually gives me that comprehensive information about like, hey, similar won deals, what all I did in order to get that kind of result. I see that, okay, you know what, I was able, when I do 6 more meetings with these kinds of customers, the chances of closing is much higher. I kind of followed, sent some emails and did some phone calls, but the most important thing it looks like for these kinds of deals is meetings. So I need to set up more meetings. So I made certain decision about how am I going to nurture this opportunity in order to close it faster. I can get some information out of previous deals. And similarly, I can also look at the previously closed deals right over here and gives me kind of gain more context around what kind of meetings I did, what kind of conversations I did, because the whole history, as I was showing it to you in the previous demo, is kind of captured within the CRM, and I have the full context of it. Even if the other persons leave the organization, the new person can look at the details and kind of get up to speed on these elements. Then there are a lot of things that you can look at. And again, this is a kind of a very interactive relationship diagram that kind of gives me all the details around that. And the other thing that I can see is basically I have readily available kind of a Teams interface right over there. I can see what all conversations that has happened around this particular opportunity in the past, and I see that there is there are some conversations that have already happened or that are happening right now. And if I want to join those conversations, I can just click on Join button, and again, the integrated Microsoft Teams will give me that connection directly into this particular opportunity, particular discussion, or particular company-based discussion that is going on, and I can participate or I can learn from those conversations in order to make my sale better. And for some reason, if I want to create a new link chart, I can just click on new link chart and kind of add people that I need to work with, and kind of add them and initiate a new chart, new conversation right over here. Now, since it's a demo environment, I'm just not going to go with those kinds of details, but it kind of gives me a very well integrated system over here with the full comprehensive information about leads, about opportunities, about the companies and that I'm working with, and kind of gives me that comprehensive way of the whole my opportunities and my account, and I can basically get more work done within the time that I have. So as a salesperson, you saw that, okay, you know what, using this context information, using this thing, I can immediately increase my productivity. But when I'm doing this, I also want to make sure that I'm staying kind of on target, or looking at my forecast and things like that. So as a salesperson, all of that information is readily available to me. I can click on forecast. I can see what all is going on in my world, how are the things, and I can see like all the records related with all the opportunities are coming right over here. I can go into the details about it, expand it, and I can also click on something like Kanban chart over here, which gives me all my opportunities organized in a kind of a Kanban board kind of thing, which says that, okay, which opportunity belongs to which kind of board. And again, all of these are configurable for me, and I can work on this. I can look at the details right over here, and kind of makes my life easier in order to manage all the opportunities that I'm kind of responsible for. So this is how salesperson can enhance their productivity and their output based on these kinds of integrated solution here. Now, thinking about it, now let's take the third hat on ourselves as sales manager. As sales managers, we do want to look at all the things going on with the team, all the, like, hey, whether my team is producing the numbers or not, or do I need to make an intervention and things like that. So as a sales manager, this platform is also kind of helps me in organizing and managing my team. So for that, I'm going to log in as Nancy, who's the sales manager, but also responsible for certain sales by herself. So she can come in and look at her dashboard over things over here. But the most importantly, she wants to look at how her team is performing. So she will click on her forecast over here. Now, instead of showing just alone her forecast, she's going to look at the whole group forecast. And that's what comes in when I click on Nancy's forecast. I can kind of see the overall how my team is performing, and kind of give me the full analysis of who is meeting the numbers, where I need to go, and what kind of best case, and all the analysis regarding my team's performance and things are coming over here. I can click on trend and see how things are with respect to, like, what was the original prediction, what is the current prediction, and how the reality is going on. And I can see there are trend lines that are coming in. Like if I go in, I continue in the same way, where what my results are going to be at the end of the quarter that I'm talking about. And I can also do a different kind of comparisons and things like that right over here by clicking flow, and which kind of shows me from the previous period to this period. Now this one is a day flow, like within 2 dates, but I can change this and say that, okay, you know what, from the last month to this month, how my opportunities traveled, like how many of them kind of converted into a win, how many of them are still part of best case, and how many of them were new at that time, and how many which state they are. So it kind of gives me a very good graphical way of looking at my team's performance right over here, looking at like how things are moving across. Going back to the grid over here, I can click on this forecast, and it kind of gives me the full analysis of how how we are going to get kind of sales. If I click on this, I can see the details where they are. And let's see if it shows up. Okay, it decides not to show up over here, but that's fine. I have the comprehensive information about my team right over here, and I can make certain decisions, certain calls right over here. Just the goals of my organization, come up with the new plans, new details, look at everybody's opportunities, and kind of make some conscious decision. But the other thing which is most important over here is I'm capturing, like, throughout this whole life cycle that you have seen, there's a lot of data that is going behind the scenes. There's this data that gets collected not only from my leads, opportunities, and sales and quotes and things like that, but also the data that is coming from third-party systems or from ERPs and things like that. And for utilizing all of these kind of data structures and data things that I have able to tap into, my organization has created bunch of Power BI based reports. So I have direct availability into Power BI reports as sales manager, as any of the management team members. I can look at how my company is doing throughout a continent or throughout a specific geography area and things like that. Now, this is a Power BI interface, fully configurable and customizable, and kind of shows you different kind of things over here. And any BI developer can basically latch onto the data models that are coming out of box with CRM and kind of create these kinds of views for you. Now, based on different kind of categories and territories, you can basically click on different indexes over here, see how the company is performing in any specific area. You can click on North America, look at how the sales are being performed. You can go to specific product line and see how they are performing in different parts of the world. I can go deeper into sales analysis and kind of see which are the top opportunities that I can actually work on, or the management team can focus on and get that close. All of the data that is coming out of CRM and marketing system and ERPs and related systems can bring in that kind of level of insights, and using tools like Microsoft Power BI and all can give you much better view into the reality and kind of make certain decisions based on that. So we talked about like how I can enhance the different kind of sales and different the whole process, right from kind of inside sales all the way to the relationship based selling to managing the sales kind of thing, and which is only one part of the customer journey. The important thing I want to highlight is that this whole platform, Microsoft Dynamics platform, comes with a very integrated solutions based on like based on the Microsoft Power Platform, the Power Automate and Power App kind of modules, which gives you a quick way of creating these kinds of interfaces, not only on the web front end, but also on the mobile front end, and also connecting this whole record into different systems, including project management system, field services management system, or things like that. And that way you can actually carry the same entity, same trade research account, same person, and kind of carry it across all the systems without losing the integrity of the data, and kind of giving that universal experience to your team, basically increasing the productivity and reducing the chances of errors. So with that, I'm sorry I took a little bit longer here, but I wanted to showcase certain capabilities. And if I want to showcase the whole capabilities of Dynamics 365, it will take probably almost a whole day. But I wanted to just highlight one specific portion of the Dynamics journey over here. And as consultants, as kind of working in this field for last so many years, we can basically come in and help you guys in thinking about and kind of creating this whole picture, and how you can utilize the different processes that you might have worked on in the past in your organization to make it work for you, kind of increase the productivity of your sales organizations. With that, I'm passing it over back to Max.
Thank you, Dharmesh. Thanks for the showcasing that. So now you're thinking, well, how do I get started? The first step is to let us know that you would like us to reach out to you. We can set a time to chat about where you're at and where you want to be. You guys are only one call away.
So go back one slide. I just want to talk about certain things here. as we have
Hi,
kind
Ginger.
of as we have like kind of worked on these kind of things in the past, we know that every organization is different. Every organization has different kind of processes, different kind of things that they are selling, different kind of structure, and we basically come in and kind of bring in and work with you in order to come up with kind of a very tailored solution for your organization. Now, I see a question over here where you're talking about Dynamics 365 interfaces with Teams, Power BI, and Planner, and etc. Again, I want to first highlight all of these are part of the same subsystem. So first of all, everything uses the same authentication. Your whole Microsoft Office 365 authentication kind of works over here as well. Second, Teams is very integrated within the Dynamics 365. You saw that I was able to click on the Teams button and kind of gives me a very contextual channel and the team and the chat right over there in this interface right over there. Power BI. It is the whole data set is available for you to use in Power BI. You can add your Power BI based dashboards right into CRM system, right into your dashboards within CRM. So you don't even need to go outside and click on different Power BI button over here as I was doing, but you can have integrated reports right over here. The Teams also allows you to give that contextual dynamics kind of related thing. So if you have Microsoft Teams running, and specifically you're talking about trade research in one of the team chat or a channel, you can actually add a Dynamics tab over there, which kind of can give you the latest and greatest information about that customer right in the Teams interface. So yes, all of these systems are very well integrated and very easy to kind of connect to and kind of give more context around those things across different systems. The question about the mobile application and customization on the mobile, Microsoft has a couple of solution sets available for mobile. There is a native Dynamics 365 application that comes for CRM side of the things. There are applications specifically designed for marketing and field services and project services as well. The application comes in with a native kind of interface, which is pretty similar to what you're seeing on the web front end as well. And it kind of is optimized for that particular mobile form factor or tablet form factor based on wherever you're accessing that application from. What Microsoft gives you is capability to enhance that interfaces by creating your own views, your own forms, and the most importantly, if you are familiar with Microsoft Power Apps, the capability of like creating custom canvas-based apps, kind of giving you a lot more flexibility and control on certain things, you can actually integrate Power Apps and Power BI right into your mobile application right over there. So you can enhance the whole experience working in mobile platform by not only like staying with the Dynamics related views and forms and things like that, but you can enhance it by adding your own custom application modules just by using Microsoft Power Apps. So it starts with mirroring your customization that you have done on the web front end. You can actually pick up the views that you have created in your web front end that you want to show in the mobile application, and then you can further enhance the experience by using Power Apps and all. So I hope I answered your question, Joshua.
So it's going to, whatever you have on your laptop or whatever you have when you send it out, whether it's a salesperson, whether it's a technician, it's going to update automatically onto the SaaS. It's a SaaS application, so everything is going to be stored together.
Yeah. Great. The other thing that I want to highlight is number 4 point over here. Do not try to boil the ocean in day one. I mean, that is one experience that we have got working in this business application world for last so many years, 10, 15 years, is basically let's start small but impactful and smartly. So identify the areas that kind of gave most impact. Let's start there, build it, work on next one, work on next kind of capability, kind of ultimate vision of creating the full universal view from for customer right from the lead all the way to the invoicing side of the things. You can pick up the things that are kind of low-hanging fruit, just like what we did in our opportunity analysis. We can figure out like, hey, which are going to be the most impactful, start there, make value, and then move on, create new things and update your system accordingly and to generate more value for your organization. So with that, Max?
So if there's no more questions left, I just want to thank everyone for coming today. Do we have a okay with the last poll? Was everyone able to fill that out?
Yeah, please feel free to reach out to any of us at any time. I will be happy to initiate a conversation and kind of give, even if we don't end up working for you, but at least we will be able to help you make that journey move forward.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot.